Mark was in the bathroom reading comics when his mother interrupted him by knocking on the door a few times. She thought he was masturbating and warned him that if he overdid it, he would have a heart attack. Mark revealed that he was just reading comics and would be out of the bathroom in a moment. After that, he prepared himself for school and ate breakfast before departing. Later, after school, he bumped into his friend William, who tried to invite Mark to go somewhere with him that night. However, Mark declined, saying he needed to be at work in about 20 minutes. Following their encounter, he went to work. While at work, Mark took out the trash and opened the dumpster, attempting to toss the trash inside. Instead, he ended up tossing it into the sky with an incredible amount of force. He smiled, realizing he had finally developed his superpowers. After work, Mark went home and had dinner with his parents, then revealed that he had finally developed superpowers. Following dinner, he went to his room and decided to venture outside and climb onto the rooftop. He recalled his father telling him that if he had superpowers, flying would kick in whenever he jumped from a great height. Mark hesitated to try it, but remembering his invulnerability reassured him that he wouldn't get hurt even if he fell to the ground. Without a second thought, he immediately jumped off the rooftop and suddenly found himself floating in midair. Mark spent several hours practicing flying that night. A week after gaining superpowers, a dramatic scene unfolded. Criminals fled from the police after robbing a diamond store. Among them was Titan, who helped the thieves escape as they jumped over the fence. That's when they encountered Mark. With a single punch, he sent them flying and turned his attention to Titan, attacking him while he was down. After getting back to his feet, Titan charged towards Mark, but was punched so hard that he lost consciousness. Having foiled the villain's escape, Mark's father appeared, remarking that his makeshift costume looked ridiculous. He then asked Mark to follow him, and they flew together through the sky. After a few minutes, they arrived at their destination, a costume designer's studio. Mark's father presented him with a suit the designer had created, but Mark was unimpressed, saying he wanted a costume that looked iconic. The designer suggested that Mark choose a superhero name, which would inspire an iconic costume. However, Mark couldn't come up with a name on the spot, so he left, intending to return once he had chosen a suitable superhero name. The next day, Mark went to school and attended his classes. During the day, he witnessed a student being bullied, and Mark decided to intervene. He told the bully to stop, but words alone didn't work. The bully tried to intimidate Mark, who promptly grabbed him and slammed him against a locker, hurting the bully in the process. The principal learned about the incident and summoned Mark to his office. Once Mark arrived, he explained the situation. The principal acknowledged Mark's account, but emphasized that he should have called a teacher or security guard instead of taking matters into his own hands. He reminded Mark that it wasn't his responsibility to protect other students, and that confronting someone twice his size was risky. The principal concluded with a remark that would prove prophetic. "You're not invincible, you know." Mark smiled to himself after hearing those words, and from that day forward, he began calling himself Invincible.